All right, Shalawam. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash, Brakatham. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, the rule well, and the salute and the Shalawam to all the Akim that are out here laboring, pushing this truth in all sincerity and in truth. Real quick, this lesson is going to be titled, This Truth is More Than Just Saying Shalawam and Wearing Fringes. Okay? Because a lot of Jake that say they in the truth, right? That say they believe and all that, right? They really don't know what they're involved in, man, because they think all they got to do is say Shalawam Ak and wear fringes. They think that's all they got to do and they good. No, this truth is more than that, man. Right, man? Because a lot of our people don't know what they're involved in, man. When they come into this knowledge, man, they don't know what they're involved in. Right? Because they don't know that when you come in, man, that they don't know that when you come into this truth, man, that you will be tried, man. You will be tried. Let's get first, I'll get this first. What's that? Yeah, Sirach 2:1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve Yahweh Shemal Shah, prepare thy soul for temptation." Right? So when you come in, when you come into the truth, man, you'll be tried, man. You will catch hell. You will deal with misfortune, man. Right, man, and that's why, Jake, man, and that's why you have to build your house upon Yahweh Shemal Shah. Okay? Because it say, let's see. Yeah, this is Matthew 7 and 24 to 27. Okay. It says what? The two foundations. It says, "Therefore, whosoever heareth the sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock." Right, man? So we're supposed to build our house upon Yahweh Shai. He's the rock. All right, man? But you have Jake that will come into the truth, man, and they won't apply. Man, I'll say this, man. They won't study. They won't apply the scriptures or nothing like that, man. All they say is Shalawam out and wear fringes, and they don't even know what the fringes are for. I mean, because the fringes are to remind you to keep the law. Jake, man, the fringes are not a fashion statement, man. They're not a fashion statement. It says, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon the rock. All right, man. So, so when you, start to catch hell, when you start to deal with misfortune, man, when you start to be afflicted, man, all right, man, you will stand firm because you know what you're involved in, man, and you built your house upon Yahweh Shai, man. You built your faith upon Yahweh Shai. You know what you man. You know what you are involved in, man. All right. It says this, verse 26, and everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and floods came, and blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell. For it was, it says, and great was the fall of it. All right, man. So, Jake, you gotta know what you are involved in, man. You gotta know. You can't just be naive to it, man. You gotta know what you are involved in, man. Because, Jake, this is a matter of life and death, man. Don't you know that? Jake, man, we could die for this, man. Are you ready for that? Are you ready to give your life for this, man? All right, man, because they say what? Fear not him which killed the body. Jake, the only thing Esau can do is kill the body, man. That's all Esau can do, man, is kill the body, man. But we are supposed to fear Yahweh Shema Shai, which is able to kill the body, both soul and hell, man. We're only supposed to fear Yahweh Shema Shai. Yeah, let's keep on going. It says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. All right, man? It says what, man? Constantly endure, man. Constantly endure. Be long suffering, man. Know what you are involved in, man. Pray. Jake, we have the names Yahweh and Yahweh Shah for a reason, man. We are supposed to use those names, man. Because it say in Proverbs 18:10, it say the name Yahweh Bashim Shah is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. It say, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Right, man? And we will be increased at our last end, man. Because was not Job increased at his last end? Well, Job will be increased again in his last end. But this time, no, Job will, all right, man, but this time, no, Job will be increased for all eternity, man. Say, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Jake, the hell that we catch, us being afflicted, man, us having to fight the flesh, man, us having to fight these wicked and evil thoughts, man. That's a part of the furnace of adversity, man. This is part of the condition of the battle. It says, believe in him and depart not away. God says, believe in him and he will help thee. Order that way aright and trust in him. See? Ye that fear Yahweh shall wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall. Ye that fear Yahweh shall believe him, and your reward shall not fail. So, Jake man, this work that we're doing, man, we're doing it for a reason. We're doing it for a purpose. We're doing this to receive a reward, man. And one of those rewards is the crown of life. All we got to do is endure. You say, ye that fear, it says, ye that fear Yahweh Shemashah, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in Yahweh Shemashah and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? All right, man, because Joseph, he trusted in Yahweh Shemashah, right? And Yahweh Shemashah delivered Joseph. All right, man, because Joseph didn't do anything, man, because Joseph didn't do anything wrong. All right, man, because when his master's wife who wanted him to have sex with her, Joseph ran, man. Joseph ran. Like, no, I'm not doing that. I refuse to sin against Yahweh Shemashah. So Joseph ran, man. And he was put in prison, man, because his master's wife lied. But Joseph was redeemed and Joseph was redeemed and delivered, man. So Jake, man, the same thing is going to happen to us, though, man. We're going to be redeemed and delivered, man. You got to believe it. You must believe it. That's why we have the names Yahweh and Jake. That's why we have the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and His Son, Yahweh Shai, man. We have those names, man. We got to use them every chance we get. It says for Yahweh Shemash. It says for Yahweh Shemash is full of compassion and mercy and long suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in time of affliction. See, man, Joseph was in a time of affliction in that prison, right? So Yahweh Shemash is going to save us in time of affliction, man. See? It says, woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore he shall not be defended. All right, man, so if you are faint-hearted, man, you will not be defended, man. You will be destroyed because you are faint-hearted, man. You are faint-hearted. Jake Yahweh Shemashah don't want anyone that is faint-hearted, man. All right? All right, man, it say, show yourselves men, right? Show yourselves men? No. Yep, here it is. Isaiah 46:8. Well, I was gonna go into a different topic, but hey, it's all good though. This is what Yahweh Shemashah wants me to talk about, wants me to bring out. So it says, let's see, is this it? Remember this. Show yourselves men. It says, remember this and show yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. Right? Say what? Hold on. What's going on with this app, man? Okay. Here it is. 1 Corinthians 16 and 18. No, 16 and 13. 1 Corinthians 16 and 13. Man. It says, watch ye, stand fast in the faith, quit you like men, be strong. See, it says what? Be on. It says what? Be on guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, be strong. See, right, man. But only the elect of the nation of Israel will stand firm, though. Only the elect. And the elect were chosen before the foundation of the earth, man. This is Matthew 26 and 41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit is indeed willing, but the flesh is weak. Right? This is a part of the condition of the battle. Now, let's get Matthew 7 and 13 to 14. It say, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way which leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. All right? So, the path of this truth, all right, the path to the kingdom is a narrow path, a position of difficulty, man. Right, man, the road is difficult. But Jake, this is what we signed up for though, man. We got to go through it. We got to go through it. Now the scriptures do say, Luke 12 and 32, it say, fear ye, it says, fear not. It says, fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Right? Now, we're going to get the kingdom, right? But Yahweh Shemashah wants us to earn it. We have to work for it. We have to labor for it. Because they say what? Rest is allowed, right? This is let's get this, man. Let's get this. Hopefully, okay. This is 2nd Ezra 8 and 2. So like it. 2nd Ezra 8 and 52, it says, "For unto you is paradise opened, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared." Right? The plenteousness is made ready. It says a city is builded, and rest is allowed. Yeah, perfect goodness and wisdom. Right, man. Now we are eating from the tree of life now. If you can receive it, man, we are eating from the tree of life now. See, because we had to learn what? Righteousness and wickedness. We had to learn both. We had to learn wickedness and righteousness, man. In order for us to be what? True judges, man. We had to learn both. Because it says what? A false balance is an abomination unto Yahweh Shema Shah. Right? But it says what, man? Rest is allowed. Now this truth is a rest because it gives us what, man? Comfort. Because we know what's to come. See? Right, man? But that eternal, that everlasting rest is around the corner though, man. And the eternal and everlasting rest, the rest of immortality, is the kingdom. Yeah, let's get this. Now I'm going to have to change the title of the lesson now. It's all good. I'm going to have to change the title of it. All right. 2nd Ezra 7. "And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the nights afore. And he said unto me, Up, Ezra, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, Speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great, right? But put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it, and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how shall he come into the broad? There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. See? So the kingdom is built, man. The kingdom is ready for us. Right, man? But in order for us to get to the kingdom, we have to go through the narrow path, man. Jake, you must accept the condition of the battle, man. You got to accept it. That's the only way that we're going to get to the kingdom, man. And that's the only way that we're going to receive this eternal and everlasting inheritance, man. Jake, you must accept the condition of the battle. This is what we signed up for. The interest thereof is narrow and set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. Right, man? So we have to keep ourselves balanced on this spiritual tightrope, man. We got to keep ourselves balanced on this spiritual tightrope. See? Say, and only one path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. Because it says what? Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. See? If this city were now given unto a man for an inheritance, if he shall never pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? See? So we have to pass the danger, man. Jake, we have to pass the danger that is set before the kingdom. We have to pass it, man. That's a part of the condition of the battle, Jake. Jake, you do know Yahweh went through it. So we got to go through it. You say what? The servant is not greater than his master. See? So Yahweh went through it. We got to go through it. And I said, it is so, Lord. And then he said unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. Verse 12, then were the entrances of this world made narrow and full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils, and very painful. For the entrances of the elder world, the ancient world, were made wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those things that are laid up for them. Right, man? Now, these people, they labor, they work hard for the things they have in this world. Right? These straight and vain things. Right? So, Jake, we have to labor to enter into everlasting rest. Jake, we have to labor, we have to work in order to enter into that eternal rest, man. Say, here it is, verse 57. It say, then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle. See, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight, that if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say. Right? Now, the elect have already won. Right, man? The elect have already gotten the victory. See, because the elect of the nation of Israel, they were chosen to make it. They were chosen to receive salvation. That's why we're constantly making sure we make our calling and election sure, because we don't know if we're of that number or not. That's why we have to what, man? Make our calling and election. That's why we have to make our calling and election that's why we have to make our calling and election sure, though, man. And ask, yeah, man, and beg Yahweh Shemashah to keep the Rechak Radash upon us, man, and to keep us in our right minds, man. See? All right, man, and the afflictions that we have, man, the afflictions that we got to deal with, man. It's a light affliction, man. It is a light affliction, which is but for a moment. See? All right, man. So, Jake, man, know what you are involved in, man. This truth is more than just saying Shalawam out and wearing and putting on fringes, man. This truth is more than that. You got to know what you are involved in, man. Read this again. 2 Ezra 8:52. For unto you is paradise open. The tree of life is planted. The time to come is prepared. Plenteousness is made ready. A city is builded and rest is allowed. Yeah. Perfect goodness and wisdom. Right? Let's see. All right. So with that, I say Shalawam.